quality content. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 114th episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as well as the second episode of Season 3, titled A Friend in Need, Part 2. We start this episode off on Edenoi, showing us that the Edenites and their Rangers are now hidden safely in the cave. Dragon's Plague Patrol is told to go down. Dex, the Masked Rider, powers down and introduces himself. He says that it's safe to breathe in that cave as the other Edenites take off their gas masks. The Rangers just straight up take off their helmets, introducing themselves. Like it wasn't a law of Zordon's to just not do that. The Edenites ask who they are, and they explain how they were told to go there by Zordon and Alpha 5. Then Tommy says, "What are those? The crystals on your foreheads." My god, Tommy. Dex then shows off that his mind crystal can help project images. He shows them that people are digging up the gases, and yeah, he just explains the plot of this other show. Edenoi was a planet of scholars and artisans who lived in peace, and once they got attacked, they had no idea how to defend themselves, so now they're enslaved. He then shows them the powers of the Masked Rider, which were given to him as they had been given to other people, passed down from king to king. But he's the first to ever actually need them. He says that he's an outlaw under the guise of the Masked Rider to bring hope to the people. Meanwhile, Kimberly is coughing into her communicator, talking to Alpha and Zordon. Anyways, at the youth center, two girls are talking about how they're going over to some guy named Sean's house when Bulk embarrasses himself in front of them. Then Skull shows up, and they try to figure out what they're talking about. Bulk assumes they're talking about the Power Rangers, and they're completely gaga over them. And Skull says, "Stop, I've had it up to here." Then Bulk suggests that they just pretend to be the Power Rangers in order to get their attention. Meanwhile, Zed, Rita, and Goldar are doing weird human centipede cosplay, and Goldar mentions Count Dragon, sending Zed into an angry tirade. Back on Edenoi, Aisha asks about Lexian, and Dex says that that's his grandfather, and he's safe for now. Meanwhile, Bulk and Skull are talking very loudly about how they know about the Power Rangers and they'll be meeting at the mountainside at East Angel Grove Heights. And the two girls are very wet over this. Meanwhile, Cogwarts, creatures sent down by Dragon, have appeared as well as the Plague Patrol. The heroes start to come out of the cave, which should kill them or whatever, but it doesn't. Dex says that he's going to handle the Cogwarts while the Rangers take on the Plague Patrol. They all yell, "To the power!" for no reason, and they all run out while Dex transforms into the Masked Rider. Ectophase activate! The Masked Rider and the Power Rangers fight off the villains, which includes Tommy kicking a dude off a horse. Then Masked Rider does a rider kick, hitting a Cogwart into another. The rest of the Rangers are still fighting, and I have to say this battle is weird because it has Masked Rider's background music instead of Power Rangers, so it really doesn't feel like a Power Rangers fight. Then Masked Rider rolls around on the ground with two empty Cogwart suits. On Earth, Alpha bitches that they haven't heard from the Rangers. Finally, Finster has his new monster, the Repellator, ready. He licks Rita's hand for no reason whatsoever, and Zed sends him down to Angel Grove. The alarms go off in the command center, and Alpha and Zordon find Repellator on the viewing globe. Zordon tells Alpha to contact the Rangers on Edenoi, but Alpha can't get in touch with them. Zordon says that they have to contact Kimberly, even if she's sick as a dog. Kimberly says that she's up for it, so it's Morphin Time. She then tries to talk smack to the monster, but then she just keeps sneezing in the middle of it. Then they fight, and she straight up sneezes on the monster. Then Repellator grabs her, and she goes, "A molecular scrambler!" You're not Billy, Kim, stop. She gets tossed away, and she's afraid that she can't win. To be continued. We watch more Jason David Frank talking about self-respect and doing kicks over the credits. This was a way better episode than I anticipated. I mean, sure, a lot of it is background for a series I'm not going to be covering here, and probably no one ever will, but the show is presented as at least a very cool concept. Spoiler warning, it turns into Power Rangers and a family sitcom in the real show. It's weird. Other than that, it actually progressed things all around. Rangers and Masked Rider are now friends, and Kim got called into action against the monster that they started creating last time. Could it be a decent three-parter for once in Power Rangers? How will this backdoor pilot close next time? But until then, may the power protect you.